This is 107.3 The Wrecked, coming to you live from the internet. Our sister
Get wrecked
station,
with our
Get
sponsor.
Fucked. We are pleased to welcome you to the Get Fucked experience. Playing Nickelback every 8 minutes.
That'd probably be funny if I knew what that was.
Yes. So, Goger knew. Dark probably knows too.
Part of me is actually wondering if I can actually get this on the radio now.
107.3 The Wrecked.
Welcome to some crazy times.
Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Well, there's the content ID match. Oh, shit.
Just fixing up these new spell macros.
Alright. Fixing things. The excitement.
You got new fancy stuff, did you?
I more like shuffled some stuff around. Too.
I see.
Suspicious, yes.
I have a slightly fancy ability now. Slightly.
Fancy.
Of which I could probably make it. I should probably make a proper macro for that one. Go and do that.
I'm not entirely sure whether Gryph is going to be around at all for this session. So, I hope you guys are prepared to put Leon into the crux of conversation.
We'll throw him right in there.
Yep,
Yeah, as I'm having coughing fits and disconnects.
yes,
Great.
well, your copy, your disconnects don't care about your high charisma score. Who chose your high charisma score? You did. Yes, you did.
It's true.
If everything goes to hell and Dwohurim dies, I'll make a high charisma character who does nothing but talk incessantly all the time.
Wait, that's what you already do right now.
Yeah, I'm just not good at it. So, well, I'll make like a silent barbarian type. It's like,
There you go. Just make Thorak the Ineffable for 13th Age. And force these people. Force Geráck.
what do you think we should do, Thoran? I really don't care. But the world's gonna end. Well, did what I could.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah.
Of course.
I can't just go help people all the time. Then no, never do anything for themselves.
That's right. They would never learn how to be independent. Independence is important. I would know because I live in America. Freedom.
Freedom.
It isn't free.
Cost folks like you and me.
It costs about $3.50.
Yeah. I thought it was $1.05.
The stories vary. Depends on which bard you consult.
Medieval radio shows.
Alright, let's pretend like I want to be here. There we go. Put some energy into my voice. I sort of like you people. Oh, crescendo, crescendo, crescendo! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm sure Griffin God's sound quality will greatly help with him eating nachos.
Okay. Well, left a message and he'll be good to join in. Fantastic. Well, splendid. We'll catch him while he is awake even more.
Indeed.
Indubitably, without a doubt.
Ah, forsooth.
It's okay that Chief slides in late, considering how he was a person who didn't come to me with anything that he wanted to do at all. I think Aurelia just spent the days like clipping her claws.
I was going to write something, but like I don't really. That one thing I'm gonna do, I don't know how that ends. So I was like, what if Dwohurim does? I'm not really sure, honestly.
Yes.
I guess I'll find out.
I,
As it was.
I have put some individuals on notice for how icon relationship dice would demonstrate themselves this session. Good times. Unfortunately, no one responded to Sheep's query like 6 hours ago, what 1 hour earlier meant.
Missing I was at class, but you know.
I hold all of you accountable.
I woke up like half an hour ago.
I hold all of you accountable.
I mean, it is difficult. Usually, I just ask Goger whenever we start, and he usually
And I'm like, I don't know. Fuck.
Well, I mean, up until
probably
quite,
like 9, 8. I don't know.
I mean, up until quite recently, it's altered between, and it's only like last session where I deviated from the for me, it's been 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 2 p.m.
As long as you know when, because I'm usually just here at 8 and ready, and then
Right.
it happens or it doesn't.
Yeah.
So you know.
But since my availability has changed, that's why last week I was able to do it at 2 instead of 3. And because there was so much stuff that could be taken care of before the session started proper, I'm around at 1.
It's amazing.
Yeah, science.
Science indeed.
Yes. The science of time.
That's Sheep's department.
Well, someone's going to have to fill that department. Because it is currently vacant.
How dare he?
Yes.
Food.
You will join after dinner
Pleb.
is done. And, well, I mean... whenever I was in German class, I learned that Germans like to eat really early supper so that it doesn't settle in their stomachs that much and that lunch is their biggest meal. But Sheep is like... He goes contrary to what my book told me about how Germans do things. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like
Is
how
he even
not
trying
all-
to be German?
I mean, it's like how, like, drow are... Not all drow are chaotic evil. It's like how people don't have to follow the stereotypes.
He's an Illustrian German.
He's a black sheep.
I'm gotta take this chance. Be right back then.
Excuse me.
Cheers,
The
man.
DM dying on us.
Well, not on you. You're not around me. I'll die on my desk.
But the immersion, I see you right in front of us.
I know, your immersion, it's been shattered. You
Just
just see me
on
like...
your 3D glasses. And...
If you just see me like slump over like this, that's when you'll know. Well,
I'll actually put that on. I had the old damn it moment of like, I haven't gone to the shops yet to buy a webcam. Should have done that.
I mean, you're so busy.
Oh, shopping.
I mean, you're so busy living it up. You need to ask for Goger for hot partying tips. Goger can teach you what it's like to party.
I'm sure.
Sure, I could, but
Dark has gone to university. He's beginning a new chapter of his life.
oh yes.
Yes,
Then it's required to party.
that's right. With the 97,000 flatmates that he lives with. I forget the exact number. It might be in double digits.
Actually, let's see. Well, it's supposed to be 9 others. It's 10 because someone's got their boyfriend living here with them.
Co-ed flatmate. Ooh. In a world where there was no stigma for men and women living together in close quarters, Dark tried to prevail in the cutthroat reality of uni life.
I think.
Well, that's why you need Goger's hot tips for how to party.
Drink. That's all we need to know.
Goger's one step to success.
Well,
Drink.
I mean, but now he needs to know what he should drink.
Alright. Vodka, beer, and cider.
What types of beer should he drink? Is there something that he should stay away from that you go, no?
The stuff that doesn't taste good.
What if he doesn't think beer tastes good?
Then don't drink beer.
You
Sensible
encouraging
words.
Dark to drink?
Well,
Sage advice.
he's I mean, he's gone to uni. You know, he lives with so many people now. It's a new chapter of his life. He needs to party, and that's why I told him to ask Goger for sage partying advice. Because Goger, like half the fucking sessions is like, "Oh my Christ, I should have done that."
So the way to be happy at a party is to get some friends and get some soda and a pizza and then some dice and a nice piece of paper and some pens and then play a role-playing game. That's a great
That's
party.
not a party.
Sorry,
A pizza
sorry,
party.
all my roommates are too hungover to try that.
Oh god.
See, that's a problem.
Also, I'm not hungover on Tuesdays. I'm fine.
Usually just like Mondays.
I swear there's been at least one Tuesday where Goger's come and going, ugh, and it wasn't because he was sick.
Yeah.
Well, that was
I
after
agree.
festival.
Yes, that was after the festival.
Doesn't count as drinking.
Well,
Not if you're with other people.
it doesn't. Well, I can't really argue with that, can I?
Sound logic. You lose, floppy penis of Scandinavia.
God damn it.
See, because you're in Sweden, it's correct to call you the poor, poor man. Because alcohol's so pricey over there.
It is. But, yeah. I can manage.
Not here. Gotta cater to all these college kids.
Hmm.
Who don't
here
get paid
either.
by the government to go to class. At least, not in the way that allows them to afford beer.
Mm. But yeah, you live in England, so you can get the Guinness and the Kilkenny stuff. That's kind of good. If you do like beer.
Yeah, and it's legal for you to imbibe alcohol, unlike what some people thought this past weekend. Party, 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 you're gonna have a party. See? He went to go party right now. That's why he disconnected from Skype.
He's like, well, shit, I have to start immediately.
Fuck my 3-icon relationship dice.
Backhanded.
Happy birthday to the ground.
Hey, you're here, sheep.
Yeah,
I am indeed here, but I will disappear in a bit.
Yes.
I don't know when, though.
According to my German cultural books when I was in high school, you're supposed to eat earlier than this.
Yeah, it's true.
German culture books. The
Yes.
God.
When I was studying.
anthropology of the American. It's an interesting study subject.
You know, I can honestly blame America because my father has to watch The Simpsons first. And then we eat dinner.
That's a man who knows how to be the king of the house. No one can eat before I have a damn cartoons.
That's right, damn it. They're not even cartoons, they're social commentary.
Woman, beer for my social commentary.
Well, now they're sort of crap, but yeah.
Woman, a beer for my social commentary. There we go. That's white
How would
privilege
you
talking
say
right
that?
there.
How would you say that in German, sheep?
I don't even know.
He's never considered it.
Fräulein,
haven't
eine
heard
Bier
that
von
yet,
mein...
Mein Frau.
Fräulein is very Bavarian.
I like to go with the creepy aspect and say Mädchen. There we go.
But that's a little girl, though,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
I know she's a little girl because she's neuter gender.
Yeah. It's not really a.
It's okay, Dark. We know you went to party. You had to go do some prep work for partying.
Of course, of course.
Party fast in Britain.
Party fast.
Mach schnell.
That's not a good idea.
Fast. But that's the German word, though. We should try to have a session in broken German. We all learned it in school, right?
Nah.
No.
I mean, some of it.
I learned
No.
it from...
I did.
Well...
You know, Sheep, I honestly think your German classes were worse than all of ours.
Let's see.
You had to read
Probably.
literature and stuff. We just had to,
I mean, can
like...
it be worse in a class that I haven't gone to?
2003 was my last German class.
Like Hans und Bismarck.
I'll just have the monster scream insults. Du bist sehr doof und behindert.
Granade.
And then I'll sing like German pop songs like Anton aus Tirol. You just hear like far down in the sewers. Anton.
Then we
That
run
would be
away.
terrifying.
German zombies? My God, that's never been done before.
Ich bin so schön. Anton. Ich bin so toll.
So technically, that's Austria and not Germany.
A German
Let's
would
be honest here. We don't have to
German would take a stand like that, wouldn't he?
That was a time when Austria was part of Germany.
That's true.
And DJ Otzi, like he was totally around before then, so he's clearly German.
Obviously.
He sings German songs. Fine, you know what? From far down in the sewer. Hey, baby. Ooh. I wanna know if you'll be my girl.
Meine meint in Slufalu.
Yes. Just hear that fucking jingle.
My God!
What kind of music box?
This place is mad. It's
like a bunch-
Bay.
A bunch of like little clockwork gnomes come out like marching in time.
It doesn't get much more surreal than clockwork gnomes in a sewer singing German pop songs, I think.
Yes. It's at that moment where you know that this campaign jumped the shark.
Someone poured something bad into the toilet.
It was the basilisk oil, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's gone bad. It's gone real bad.
Shit. In a city full of clockwork gnomes singing German pop songs, one group of adventurers
Has
struggled
to brave through the sewer where they all live.
They thought the ghouls were the greatest threat. They could scarcely comprehend the consequences of... Damn. I was trying to think of like a great like movie title that like incorporated all these elements and I couldn't.
Oh God.
German gnome potty time. Something like that. Was about to begin.
Mach schnell Luftballons.
Ich bin ein Budweiser. Yeah.
Shit.
I like to think I can make myself understood in German, even though it would make them go, what?
Volk und balloons. Oh God.
Curse you, Gryph, for having your nachos, although the only events that I really wanted to get underway were involving Dark, Goger, and Manaki, so I'm not obliged to wait.
We
for anyone.
could get those things going.
Yeah, could get these things going, I reckon. But then, like, Gryph will join in and, like, robots will start singing to us in a cacophony of pain and misery.
During
Like-
a timed segment.
Yes, during a limited time segment. Figures that would be the fucking time he connects, right? You have
That's a
5 minutes
perfect timing.
beginning now.
Oh God.
Believe that was an effective simulation of what transpired last week.
Also, just so you know, I picked the Smite Evil Feat for my incremental advance.
Yes. It would be good for me to know what everyone took with their incremental advances.
I think you know mine, so.
I do.
I took hit points.
Dark.
I think I took a second power slot.
You think?
I mean, I updated my sheet last week. I think it's a power slot because I don't see any other changes. I mean,
Well, there's on the fillable character sheet. There's like these incremental advanced boxes. I think you could like check mark them.
The hard parting has ruined
I
Doc's
have,
memory.
I have checkmarked them. The problem is I don't know which one is the most recent checkmark.
Shit! If this were a Google document, you could just check the prior version.
But I think I took an extra power slot this level.
Okay. I won't trust you, but I'll let you get away with it anyway. Alright. And then, Sheep doesn't have to be around, since these will just be solo segments anyway. You'll just get to miss out on flavorful listening, and he had an entire session where he just sat back and listened, so...
Yeah, he's used to it.
That's right.
Par for the course now.
Alright. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. Aha. Welcome to the 25th session of 13th Age. I'll handle recap duties today. Last session began with Leon and Ajax, and nothing bad happened. We transitioned then to the Killwell Cavern Complex, where most of you waffled between fighting for Domino and letting her die. Ultimately, you voted to leave her, and you walked back to the fishing village. You also left the deaf speaker behind in Killwell per request. He wanted to try and give solace to the dead there, and he offered to check Domino's hideout after the Redcaps disappeared. Yeah, it's not important. Upon returning to the grand city of Newport, you were warned of a ghoul outbreak in the streets during the recent Festival of St. Bane. A few drunkards, thinking they were infused with holy energy, thought they could purge the undead plague. You finally checked it on Nathan, the accountant of Death's Hand, before going to sleep. The next day, you gathered to discuss your plans and decided to visit Captain Harlan Brennos, High Constable of Homicide in Newport and its surroundings, where you shared the information you gathered and put in a few requests for government help. You also made a request of Kirat Keller, Professor of Relativistic Alchemy, Geomantic Research, and Magical Studies. Professor Keller, out of respect for Tempus, agreed to have his students pore through Thurl's ledgers for one of his course exams, freeing the party to travel to Little Drakenhall and the Parlor of Gilded Comforts. After a small tour, the party met with Arnaud, the high elf who runs the brothel, and Dwohurim began quizzing the businessmen about various ongoings in the area. Dissatisfied with Arnaud's responses, the group ultimately decided to imprison the high elf, while coming up with a better plan, which came in the form of a charm person ritual. Fortunately, the high elf was too ignorant or confident to cry out in alarm at your actions, and he succumbed to the ritual, revealing his vehement dislike and distrust for Blue Eyes, and really the entire staff of the Harlequin's Flask. After letting Arnaud out of prison, or rather jail, you then traveled back to the Arcane College and spoke at length with His Grace, Lord Teraptus, head of Newport's Arcane College, arguably the most powerful wizard in the region, but as of now, he's a broken and exhausted man who has seen so much death and failure as of late, and his opinions conveyed a somber resignation of life's events. With much to consider, you decided to take care of a side project by delving into the sewers in search of gas. You found some, and more. The Crimson Caps you left behind at the cavern complex, led by their fierce Crusty Cap, surprised you in the dimly lit corridors, and nearly ended your lives. Their keen cleavers have left numerous scars on your bodies, and their sinister laughter may have left numerous scars in your minds. 3 days have passed since those events, and it is now Free Day. Readying 7th. The world has changed around you, sometimes even because of you. During the time lapse, you received information from various NPCs. I will not repeat the details here. I sent you an entire document, and maybe future Grimith will link it for his viewers. However, before we proceed with yonder events, I'd like you all to share what your characters did these past few days. You don't have to say everything. Maybe your character has been secretive, but I'd like for you to at least give us an idea. Geráck, let's start with you.
What did you send me? Yeah. So Geráck hasn't been doing all that much. He has been helping the guards patrol the street, basically, to deal with this ghoul menace that has plagued this town.
Well, you weren't the only adventurer to devote himself to fighting the undead. Your efforts to help Newport put you in contact with 2 fellow paladins who are making their way east towards the seawall. After trading war stories and wrecking several ghouls, they each offer you a holy elemental oil. These undead were too weak to warrant their use, but the paladins expect to be fighting Sahagwin soon. You may find the vials more useful.
Well, Geráck would definitely accept.
Yes. The elemental oils, they are oils, and there is no tier associated with them. Instead, whenever you apply them to a weapon, it causes your weapon to deal that type of energy damage. And almost all undead are vulnerable to holy energy, which means that if you attack them with holy damage, your crit range expands against them by 2.
Yeah, right?
You have one other encounter of note, Geráck. The day before our session starts.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go ahead and zoom in here on the Newport map. Dwarf Paladin walking along. The time is evening, and you're making your way out of the alleyways, perhaps of the Haven, to take a break from patrol. That's when you see them, 2 familiar-looking humans, traveling down a main avenue towards you. A man and a woman, both incredibly well-equipped, and the fading sunlight glints off their polished steel armor. Their equipment is of superior quality, and with a squint, you can see familiar stamps along the pieces. These 2 humans are wearing dwarven armor, custom crafted for their bodies. A rare gift, to be sure. Even their rapiers appear to be of dwarven manufacture. These 2 people are clearly walking towards you, Geráck, weapons undrawn, but intent unknown. Now, you're currently within just shouting distance right now, and the streets are well populated here. So, even if you, wanted to have, a throwdown and pull out your fucking weapon and get to work, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room, and there's, maybe hundreds of people down the wide avenue, so they're gonna react. What would you like to do?
I guess Geráck will try to keep an eye on them, but just sort of keep going the way he was going, and see what happens.
Yes. As noted, they are clearly walking towards you. They have identified you specifically, which, if you think about it, isn't hard to do.
Yeah.
All this fucking armor, and the weapon,
and the helmet, yeah.
and the helmet, and you look around, and all these fucking people don't have the armor or the helmet, and
yeah,
you got the beard going.
Yeah, so Geráck would continue walking towards them. He's considering turning away, but he would rather see them walking towards them than them walking behind them.
Yes. Okay. They will walk until they get within conversational distance with you, so that they don't have to shout. And they'll both stop there. The man will open his lips and say, "We're glad to have encountered you, Paladin. I am Edwin, and this," pointing to the woman, "is Mirinda. We can save the pleasantries for another time. We have a proposition."
All right, then.
The woman, Mirinda, begins speaking then. "I know your story, forlorn heir of Dragonkin Keep. I know you are a dwarf of honor, and I know how much you grieve. Edwin and I, we're here on a job, and we've recent... At least make him promise to help us first, Mirinda." "No, Edwin." The man scowls, but the woman continues. "We have recently learned the whereabouts of Farnir, your long-lost sister. We think," Edwin clarifies.
I see. And I suppose you want me to do something before you reveal this location.
Mirinda, shakes her head, and Edwin nods his head. And they both look at each other and glare.
Geráck looks to the woman. "Well, where is she then?"
Mirinda continues. "We're almost sure your sister is alive and within the city. To be precise, beneath the Harlequin's flask. I'm sad to say we think she's a captive." Edwin coughs. "You have been acting against the 3 for some time. She may have been taken captive to use as a bargaining chip against you, or to lure you into a trap.
I see. This is most troubling.
We've brought this to your attention because we'd like you... It's the right thing. And they both, like, start talking over each other, and then they, like, look at each other and glare again. Right. As Mirinda said, we're here on a job. We'd like your help. Specifically, we want that damnable Blue Eyes, unharmed but bound and gagged, so we can take him with us back to Axis. However, the two of us aren't strong enough to isolate and capture him. We were hoping that you and your companions could take care of him for us. Mirinda offers a small smile. It would be a big help.
I see. We will want to interrogate him before we send him over to you. I'm sure you know.
Just so long as he is not harmed and restrained so that we can take him with us back to the capital.
I will see what I can do. We have a common purpose then.
Edwin will nod, and he'll start swilling curtly. Mirinda will offer you a polite smile and say, I hope this information is... And then she'll just cut herself off, not really knowing what to say.
It was most worthwhile.
And the two of them will begin walking past you, and then behind you down the avenue.
Yeah, and Geráck will also keep moving. Most intriguing.
Okay. That handles the encounter that the two encounters, effectively, for Geráck. You'll transition now to Dwohurim Harsca.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hear him.
So,
Dito.
what you been up to? What's Dwohurim been up to these past several days?
Well, Dwohurim has been brooding, as always. But more so than that, he's taking a walk around. Attempted to approach Everett Lavelle, but that seemed inappropriate given his arrangements.